Thank you, everybody, for being here. So this is an excerpt from Do the Wrong Thing. It's a book series. Book 1 is out. It's over there. This piece comes from book 2. The narrator, so the book starts with a woman trying to kill herself. She says, I don't know why I tried to do this, and then by way of explanation, tells her life story. So this is from book 2. She's a teenager. Her name's Ava. Okay. At first, one drink is enough. That's all I need. And I'm back at the Arbor exhibition, laughing, dancing, talking to people, and being popular. It's not that the effects of one drink stop working. It's more that in my one drink happiness, I start thinking 2 drinks will feel even better. They do. So I go for 3. My drinking career lasts about 6 months from that first Arbor exhibition day to the night I black out. In fact, the only drinking bouts I remember from that period are the Arbor X one, the night I smashed the car, and, well, the Blackout one in bits and pieces. There are actually people who remember the night better than I do. I'll never search them out. I don't want to know what I did. One of my memories from amongst the large swaths of absence is of me ruining any chance I had of becoming a top-tier girl. I don't remember this because of the top tiers, but because my behavior was so deceitful, but at the same time so bad it wasn't. Does that make sense? I tried to lie with my actions, but in my fake drunk confidence, I overdid it, and I was a fucking clown. Liz and I were sleeping at Kathy's that night, so when I got home, there would be no mother to confront me. Kathy's brother, the guy I won't get into a car alone with, drives us to the dance at the community center. There's a sap moon, but it's hidden behind clouds. The lawn in front of the community center is a 3-inch puddle of slush, mud, and chewed-up grass. People have parked on it and left, other people quickly taking their spots. Every legitimate parking spot for a 4-block radius is occupied. I wish I knew why this dance was so popular. Teenagers carry the mud, dirty snow into the building and up the stairs into the hall on their shoes and boots. Sap moon, worm moon, teenagers. A bacchanalia of pre-procreation preparation. The moon commands us. We have no agency. In my notes, I say that Craig Crothers told me how much he liked my sister that night. Isn't the word blackout perfect? I don't remember nothing than these snippets of conversations, colors, images, and interactions. I remember, or rather, in my experience of remembering, I see a huge impenetrable wall, stretching into infinity in all directions. I know there's something going on the other side of it. It's weird. I can't get to the other side of the wall, but I can put my hand into it. I can walk into it. But I'm immediately engulfed in a complete nebulous blackness. I turn back immediately, terrified. Terrified I'll fall or enter some dimension I won't be able to return from. Meanwhile, I know what's going on the other side of the wall. My nerve endings stretch to the me that exists there. She's pathologically drunk. No, narcotically drunk, asleep in the booze and her own sap, walking, talking, and falling down. In my act of remembering, I know that if I get past the wall, I'll experience something like the dream I once had, where I finished a dream I'd had a decade earlier. The first aborted dream was happy and bright, but the second was horror of the worst kind, because I knew, as I dreamt, that I was not only dreaming, I was dreaming an old dream, a dream that had dried out. Time and the atmosphere were thick and mucousy. I could barely move in it. If I get through the blackout, it'll be like that. The blackout protects me from living through something that could jumpstart insanity. Let's not forget that mighty March moon. Alcohol, the truth serum. What if in the depths of our souls we are ugly, distorted, and senseless? What if lust drives us more than we ever want to admit? Lust, not love. What if Canadian Club sloshing around in the bottom of our souls stirs up a vile sediment while simultaneously destroying our abilities to act on it? Maybe this is only true for Catholics, or maybe only for me. I call the clear parts amongst the blackout experiential windows, because when I see one, the never-ending wall disappears. Like, I see a window, but the window has no glass or anything. Then, immediately, I'm inside my own body at the community center, drunk and humiliating myself. My gaze only has to cross a window. There's no light glinting off it, no pane of pine strips that divide up what I see. I'm like that koala bear in that Saturday morning cartoon. I simply skip past the wall, though while the bear avoids being captured by his enemy or hit by a falling object or some other catastrophe, with me, I skip into disaster and catastrophe. I sit on top of a wooden community center table with fold-out legs that are dark green metal. My feet are on the seat of a matching chair. Around me, clear plastic cups, filled or partially filled with brown, amber, and clear liquids, bubbles clinging to the interior sides, many tipped over, and larger white cups, filled or partially filled with a foamy amber liquid. Likewise, some empty, some partially filled, some tipped over. These drinking vessels live in pools of more brown, amber, and clear liquids in various states of exsication. Cigarette butts fill tin ashtrays and lie around in the sticky liquids, along with many unsmoked and now unsmokable sticks, saturated as they are with beer, vodka, Coke. You get it. Craig is standing beside me. I like Craig. He's funny. I don't want to date him or anything because he's fat, frizzy-haired, and covered in freckles. I'd be happy to talk to him for hours, or listen to him, because that's what conversations with boys are, listening. You ask a few questions, gently adding information or corrections, but in a way that doesn't upset them. I'd be happy to spend hours listening to Craig. He's really funny. In front of us, people jitter, stumble, and step side to side and dance. The light that sits in front of the DJ booth sends out triangles of red, blue, green, and unfortunately for this story, yellow. I wasn't going to include the yellow because it destroys the 3 symmetry. 4 is bad, 2 is too small, 3 is just right. I don't know why. I couldn't leave out this golden, ambery sunshine color, though. Honesty and truth are more important than fantasy and perfect storytelling, right? Across from the DJ booth, which is not really a booth, but a small riser with a table like the one I'm sitting on it. The DJ booth table has a cloth over it, and letters across the front, Henry's DJ service, and a phone number. I can't see the whole phone number in my memory, though it does have a 7 in it. Henry is choosing records. The thin, geeky kid helps him. The 2 boys bend over a disc, probably looking for a track they want to play. I suppose they might be reading the release date or the special message that's sometimes inscribed in the space between the final song and the label. Anyway, their round, short-haired, dirty blonde heads are close, bent over a black disc. Across from them, past the sea of shuffling, laughing, drinking teenagers, shadowy old men serve drinks from a rectangular opening in a concrete wall. If you look closely, you can see the silver glint of kitchen prep tables and ovens behind them. Light from the stairway to the left, much dimmer and oranger than the greenish kitchen light, pools around an open door. A red exit sign screams above it. To the right of the kitchen is its twin stairway, though its exit sign lies because there's only thin slivers of light pushing out from the sides of the locked doors below it. Tall, misted over windows directly across from me, street and porch lights twinkling beyond. If I turn, the view will be darker. Street and building lights separated from me by a half-frozen river with a slash of water glistening down its middle. The building I'm in, the community center, is at the base of a bridge. As a child, I scurried down steps from the bridge to the library, which is hidden in the crook of the river. Underneath where I sit right now, actually. Craig is telling me how much my sister reminds him of Marilyn Monroe. She looks like she'd make the cutest little oop sound if you poked her, he says. I'm looking at him, sad that he's not attracted to me, even though I wouldn't go out with him if he was. I have a 26er of whiskey via Kathy's brother that Kathy, Liz, and I brought to the dance. Sometimes I can acquire alcohol. I stand up straight. I act very serious, pick my bottle, head to the cash, throw my fake ID down as if I don't care. No questions. We pour whiskey into our cups. We've helped ourselves to ice and Coke from the bins beside the bar. We each bought one drink at the beginning of the night for the cup. In spite of only bringing a 26er of Canadian Club to the dance, there was one experiential window where I'm standing beside a table, this time on the opposite side of the dance floor to where I sit with Craig, pulling a beer bottle to my mouth too quickly, chipping my tooth and laughing, screaming as well. I'm standing in a mix of spilled drinks, melted ice, and slush, which is working its way up the flared calves of my bell-bottoms. I'm wearing a navy sweater, buttoned halfway up from the bottom, exposing a triangle of red and white checks, like a sweaty Superman or Superwoman. I can smell my own brown, sugary armpits. They always smell like that polyester blend. Another window, another image. The ceiling of the downstairs bathroom, beige. The blue-green cinder block walls, the cubicle divider, all tobacco and time darkened. An upside-down Canadian Club, bubbles rising to its bottom, and my loose fist around its neck. Whee! Everything spins. Now I'm in a car with Tia, Marine, and another girl I didn't know was top tier. Her name's Cassie. My heart pounds as I alcohol slouch in the back seat and smile as if we're all really good friends. Cassie pulls out a pipe and packs it. When it comes to me, I suck on it with an exaggerated... I don't want anyone to know I've never smoked pot before. When I pass the pipe to Tia, she announces loudly, "It's out!" And the girls all start to laugh loudly. I laugh loudly, too. I obviously didn't fool them. But I might as well laugh along as if I'm not the person who took the overblown toke. The girls finish smoking. Maureen is about to slam the car door shut behind her, but I put my hand out to stop it. As I stumble out and close the door, they're already inside the community center. I wake up in Kathy's living room, unable to sit up, the pain in my head too great, the entirety of my throat feeling like a tubular magnet filled with metal shavings. My eyes pound. There's a buzz coming off the hairy, changing color thing that sits on the TV. Why don't they turn it off? It's loud. I heard you had a really good time last night. Kathy's father is in the doorway. He laughs good-naturedly. Liz and Kathy do too. They're already up, eating cereal on the couch. I smile, but my heart begins to pound. How does he know? What does he know? I recall the car, Tia, Marine. Oh, God. I'll have to face him on Monday. What else did I do? The next day, still somewhat sick, I come up with a formula. 3 drinks quickly at the beginning of any night out, and that's it. I'll be sober by the time I go home. Alky, boys call out in the halls and laugh. Alky! I smile, partly ashamed, partly enjoying the unexpected attention and popularity. I'm almost... No. Even though I'm not top tier, I am cool now. Fall, grade 11. Alky still rings out in the hall, even though I haven't been out of control wasted like that for over 6 months. I spent the end of grade 10 working hard to bring my grades back up. I started reading again for fun. I'm a made woman, I realize. No one's going to sneer at me for being a nerd anymore. By the time kids figure out that I'm not cool, high school will be over. My mom sews me a new gray skirt and matching top with burgundy flowers dotting a weather-beaten barn board-like texture. It's not a very good description. My mother and I chose the material and pattern together. The top has puffy, 3/4 length sleeves, and the skirt is somewhere between A-line and full with soft pleats at the waist. I'm allowed to buy high heels because I turned 16. The top and skirt commemorate this. My new boots are brown with 2-inch fake wood heels. Click-tock, 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 they say as I walk down the halls of school like an alarm or a chorus. Here she comes! Here she comes! She's coming! People turn and look at me. Boys are looking at me. I step awkwardly, trying to be quiet, but more importantly, trying to keep my hips from swaying. I didn't know high heels made your hips sway. I walk stiffly as I can. There's a kid who gets on the bus each morning. He lives in what everyone calls Garberville. It's not a real town, but a strip of 5 ramshackle gray and sloping houses along a dirt road 1 concession to get back. Everyone who lives in these houses has the last name Garber. The kid passes to the back of the bus, shoulders slouched, staring at the floor as he walks. I feel a pang of pity, though the odor, it's more than just bacon, a sort of lardy smell. Keeps me from reaching out. He sits alone, always alone, a seat to himself. It's like there's a gaseous bathtub scum thing around him. Everyone stays away because no one wants to get that on. I don't know who he is. I'm not going to reach out, though, because I don't want to risk my own precarious social position. I'll stop there. I'm probably getting pretty close to 20 minutes, right? Pardon?
You still have a few minutes.
4 minutes? Do you want me to keep reading? Or okay, well this next piece is kind of, like the next piece. So what happens is the narrator breaks in every so often, so I'll read the part where she breaks in. July 14th, 2015, 6:54 a.m. Heart pounding, holding back panic. What if I can't get a job anymore? If I don't keep up with changes to Drupal, JavaScript, and PHP? How can I write what I need to do to feel valuable? And so I don't walk around angry all the time, breaking things. I broke my hard drive a few days ago while working on a contract with a tight timeline. I banged on my laptop keyboard, screaming, and underneath, the hard drive broke. I was happy about it afterwards, to be honest. I had a reason to say to the client, I can't meet this deadline. I have a failed hard drive. I had another client whose server was hacked. The hacked server happened before the smashed hard drive and was part of the pressure of all the work, not leaving me time to write. Writers make less and less as time goes on. Everyone does, I suppose, except for CEOs and world leaders. Democracy is dead, and there is no new land to conquer on this planet. We must to the stars for a chance to start again, to create a country or civilization built on justice. Because let's face it, there's something in humans that kills fairness. Our genes want to win at any cost. Reproduce, propagate. Is it a male thing? All those sperm competing while a woman, what's she about? Sitting around like a big fat larva, waiting for the sperm to hit so she can be reborn as mom. Humans are like army ants. We destroy everything. I create stories like many of us, trying to make sense of it all. No, maybe just providing a buffer against horror of what it is to be human. My tawdry little tale. Scratch that. I won't be able to finish if I talk like that. I'm a virus, not a computer virus, a real one that creates beauty and hope. Beauty and hope. Crying so much I can't write. Leaves the keyboard.